Let's read a newspaper from 1759. It's rainy and horrible outside, so what better way to spend the day than by getting a new dressing gown and reading some Georgian news. So this is the General Evening Post from London, and I'm aware it is backwards, but the date is from November 10th to 13th, 1759. So there is a lot here. You can see it opens up and there's a back. So I'm just going to read you some of the things I found most interesting. Starting with a soldier deserting his regiment. This is just in this bottom corner here where you can see the D. And you can pause to read if you want or screenshot, but I will read it out to you. So here we have, deserted from the 11th Regiment of Foot commanded by Lieutenant General Borland, or Booland, or Buckland. Thomas Smith, that's the deserter, of Lieutenant Moore's recruiting party at Worcester, 5 feet 8 inches high, aged 30 years, brown complexion, black hair, brown eyes, had on blue clothes and a grey wig, is a good deal marked with the smallpox, deserted from Worcester aforesaid the 16th day of October last. So this is almost a full month he's been away. I wonder what he was doing during that time. Thomas was being hunted though, so there's quite the reward if anyone can give information. It reads, whoever secures the said deserter, so as he may be brought to justice as a perjured defrauder of the public, of his colonel and of his officers, and gives notice to Lieutenant Moore at Worcester or to John Winter, Esquire, in Brewer Street near Golden Square, agent to the said regiment, shall receive 20 shillings reward, over and above the 20 shillings allowed by Act of Parliament. I absolutely love the fact that we have such a vivid description of Thomas. We have his hair colour, his eye colour, the fact he was marked by smallpox, his height and his age. So it's a really, really vivid description, which you often don't get in the records. So this section has little snippets of news, and I'm going to start with on Wednesday. Thomas Gibson, the younger of Sydenham in the county of Oxford, was committed to the Castle Gaol by Lord Wenham, charged with 2 robberies on the highway. This is a highway, man. One of them committed in August 1757, the other last Sunday in the afternoon. We also have some happier news though. So Friday last, Dr. Taylor, physician in ordinary to His Majesty, was married to Miss Mainwaring of Lincolnshire, a beautiful young lady with a fortune of 10,000. There's also quite a lot of fires going on, which may be expected, I guess it makes sense, but this one talks about how on Tuesday morning, a dreadful fire broke out in a barn belonging to Mrs. Bligh at Piddington in Oxfordshire, occasioned by the carelessness of a person smoking tobacco, which consumed 2 barns, a stable, the dairy house, together with several ricks of wheat, beans and hay. But the dwelling house was with great difficulty saved. Gosh, what a nightmare. All sorts of interesting snippets of information in here about people's daily lives and goings on. And there's a tiny bit I'm about to read out to you called Country News. That is this bit just here. This is a story I'd love to know more about. It reads, Exeter, November 7th. Yesterday morning died after a short illness at his father's house, Mr. James Dunster, merchant. He was to have been married soon to Miss Rayford, daughter of the Reverend Mr. Rayford, a dissenting minister of Ashburton with a fortune of 10,000. I wonder what the illness was, who James was, how did he meet Miss Rayford, and was he quite young? Was this a kind of unexpected death if it's after a short illness and he was just about to get married? Did Miss Rayford go on to marry again? Did she mourn James? There's so many questions when we have this tiny, tiny snippet.